As we look ahead, and as tourism is really about how we share our cities, and that's one of the reasons why people visit Europe, for these extraordinary places that have been developing over hundreds of years. Do you think that tourism in our old cities, in our ancient centers, is it going to feel very different in the future? How do you see, at a local level, tourism and the local community evolving in response to all of the innovation that you can see? Do you see a positive opportunity there as we look ahead to historically what would have been one of the busiest weekends in the year? You and I are having this conversation just before Easter, but do you have a message of hope for all those people and businesses who depend on the visitor economy? Do you see a positive future once we navigate through this tricky few months?
Indeed, I do. But again, I am speaking also, I would prefer to say that I'm speaking on a personal basis, but this is the reason why I see opportunities is because, first of all, when there's change, there's always opportunities. We just need to be very smart and brave in the way that we face them. But if you ask me, probably it's the rural communities, it's the villages, it's the smaller destinations, the ones outside of the main points of attraction that are actually going to be able to benefit better. Why? Because number one, very easily, you can manage access, or you have to manage access. But if you have like limited capacity, it'll be probably easier. It's like having smaller countries that manage themselves for tourism. You know, they obviously have better results than the bigger ones, or the bigger ones that have good results are the ones that are more organized or have a different mentality. No reference to the, let's say, the impossibility of applying rules to Italians, for example, that I try to represent. But so I do see a lot of opportunities coming from there. The one thing that I would like to launch as a point of reflection for all your associates is that I don't think we should talk about seasons anymore. I'm tired of hearing people saying, oh, the summer season is over. Yes, it is. We're not talking summer 2020. This is gone already. This is summer 2021. But the point for me is not season anymore, is when we open, what are we going to do? What kind of offer are we going to give? So, okay, we open in November, fine. For many, many years, some destinations consider November the time when they're closed and they go on vacation. Now, this is not possible anymore. So what do we do in November? What do we offer? What do we have around us to promote the destination? So this is where there needs to be like thinking out of the box, some bravery, as I said, but mostly there needs to be a very strong bond between public and private, because this is the time where the private sector cannot do it alone. And I personally believe that the private sector should speak out loud and should say to the government, thank you for the vouchers, thank you for the liquidity, thank you for the support, but this is our ideas, this is what we want, please help us. Because I'm sure that the governments will only be grateful for that, because until it remains, you know, I ask, you give, not much will be achieved. This is the time, I think, where each one of us can take the step further and be a protagonist and propose. So that's why I think that, you know, that could be even a good side of all that's happening, because as well, you know, I spoke initially to say that we are the United Nations World Tourism Organization is the specialized agency for the promotion of sustainable, responsible, and accessible tourism. I would say that it is probably the time where we're really going to give essence and content to these three words, because definitely there's going to be destinations, and I can assure you we're talking to them that are already thinking about it, that are going to be focusing not only on their safety, but also on their sustainability, environmental sustainability. So, you know, I think this is an opportunity for a lot of us.
Thank you, Alessandra. I mean, for your ambition on behalf of us, and also for encouraging the industry to speak out. I couldn't agree more that it is the time for public-private collaboration to work. It feels like competition right now has taken a back seat, and this is a time for a lot of creative ideas to get together and work out what better tourism does look like in Europe in the months and years ahead. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to continuing the conversation in the months ahead. Happy Easter.
Thank you, and keep up the good work, and happy Easter to all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ciao, Alessandra.